Welcome to English classes. This is the second part of the video related to active and passive voice. You can watch the previous video for revision. So, without any delay, let's get started with our video.
In the previous class, we studied about what is an active voice and what is a passive voice, and how the subject and object are interchanged when we change the active voice into passive voice. So if you have any doubt, you can watch that video to understand it more properly. So let's proceed further in our video with some of the other changes related to the active and passive voices.
In the previous video, we studied how to convert the sentence into passive voice when it is in simple present form or simple past form in the active voice. In this video, we will learn about how to convert the sentence into passive voice when it is in simple future, present continuous, past continuous, and future continuous form in its active voice. So the first case we will study about the conversion into passive voice from active voice is the simple future tense. So let's see through an example. If in active voice the verb is will cook, in passive voice it will change into will plus be plus its past participle form. So it changes into will be cooked. So will cooked changes to will be cooked. Let's see some sentence examples. For example, the sentence in active voice is Mother will cook food. So in passive voice it changes into food will be cooked by mother. So we see the subject in active voice, that is mother, becomes the object in passive voice, and the object in active voice, that is food, becomes the subject in passive voice. So the sentence changes into food will be cooked by mother. Let's see one more example. In active voice, the sentence is the peon will ring the bell. And in passive voice it is the bell will be rung by the peon. So here we see the verb will ring changes into will be rung in the passive voice. And the subject object interchanges its places. So the sentence the peon will ring the bell changes to the bell will be rung by the peon in the passive voice. So this was how to convert the sentence into passive form when the sentence is in simple future form in active voice. So let us see how to convert the sentence from active to passive voice when the sentence is in present continuous form in the active voice. Let's better understand through an example. If in active voice the verb is or are or am plus its ing form of the verb, here it is cooking, it will change into is or are or am being plus the past participle form of the verb. Here it is cooked. So is or are or am cooking changes into is or are or am being cooked. Let's see a sentence example. In active voice, Mother is cooking the food. And in passive voice, it changes to the food is being cooked by mother. So we see is cooking changes to is being cooked. So here the subject and object, that is mother, which is the subject in active voice, becomes the object in passive voice, and the food, which is an object in active voice, becomes the subject in passive voice, and the sentence becomes the food is being cooked by mother. So this was how to change from active to passive voice if the sentence is in simple present continuous. Let's see one more example. In active voice, the peon is ringing the bell. In passive voice, it changes to the bell is being rung by the peon. So, is ringing changes to is being rung in the passive voice, and the subject, that is the peon, becomes the object in passive voice, and the object, that is the bell, becomes the subject in passive voice. So the subject and objects interchange. So the sentence is the bell is being rung by the peon. Now let's see how to convert the sentence from active to passive voice when the verb is in past continuous form in active voice. Let's see an example. For example, in active voice, the verb is was or were cooking. In passive voice, it gets converted to was if the subject is singular, or were if the subject is plural, plus being plus the past participle form of the verb. So, was or were cooking changes to was or were being cooked. Let's see an example. In active voice, the sentence is mother was cooking the food. It changes into passive voice and the sentence is the food was being cooked by mother. So here was cooking in active voice changes to was being cooked in passive voice, and the subject in active voice, that is mother, becomes the object in passive voice, and the object in active voice, that is the food, becomes the subject in passive voice. So the sentence mother was cooking the food changes to the food was being cooked by mother. Let's see one more example. The sentence in active voice is the peon was ringing the bell. It changes in passive voice to the bell was being rung by the peon. So we see was ringing changes to was plus being plus the past participle form of ring, that is rung. So it changes to was being rung. The subject, that is the peon in active voice, becomes the object in passive voice, and the object, that is the bell in active voice, changes to the subject in passive voice. So the sentence, that is the peon was ringing the bell in active voice, changes to the bell was being rung by the peon in passive voice. So this was how to convert the sentence from active to passive voice if the sentence is in its past continuous form in active voice. In future continuous form, we do not change the sentence into its passive voice, as the future continuous form does not have its passive form. So this was all in this video. So we studied how to convert the sentence from active to passive voice if the sentence is in simple future tense, present continuous, past continuous, and future continuous form in its active voice. The rest part of the chapter will be taught in the further videos. So watch the next part of the videos which will be uploaded in the next classes. So thank you so much for for watching the video and keep revising your lessons by watching the previous videos uploaded by us.